The best way to capture information in Zoho CRM is to create a lead field and then have it map to the other modules such as contacts, accounts, opportunities, and so on. Now, the best way to do that is to create it once on the lead record and then have it auto-created on the others. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do that. The reason why you want to do it through the leads module is because if you do it on the contacts, accounts, and opportunities module separately, then you have to create the mirrored field. Say, for example, first name, last name. You might want to map it to the contacts and the opportunities, but not the accounts. So in order to create a field for first name on the contacts and have it go to opportunities from the lead, you would need to create a similar field, i.e. a open text field, and then use field mapping to link them together. So what we do is we go to the settings, which is in the top right icon up here. Then we go to modules and fields. Once you're in modules and fields, go over to the leads record. Now, before I proceed to show you how to do the simplified way, let me just show you the module lead conversion mapping that you need to do if you are going to create the reel, and this will help me to explain it. So here we've got annual revenue, and that's on the lead field, and you can see here that it's on the account field. Now, if I wanted it to appear on the opportunity, I would have to create a similar field, come into this screen, and then select it. Now, there is an amount field on, so the fields have to be compatible. There is an amount field on the opportunity record, but it's for the amount of the deal value, not the amount of annual revenue. If you were to say that they had $1 million revenue and you converted it and that ended up in the amount field, your sales reports would look very good because it would look like the deal was worth $1 million. When in actual fact, it needs to be a separate item. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back a step, and imagining that we clicked the settings and then the modules and fields, and we wind up on this screen. Now what I'm going to do is select the leads module. Now generally you would only have one layout, and I recommend only keeping to one layout because there is some technical issues if you start having multiple layouts. So now that I'm going to click into the standard layout, here I am on the lead record. If I'm going to create a field, and let's, for argument's sake, create a test field, I'm going to drag this down here and I'm going to give it a name. It didn't collect properly. Okay, so I've dragged my new field down here and I'm going to give it a name, test. Now, in this test field, I'm going to select the drop down and then click Edit Properties. Once I got to Edit Properties, that's going to allow me to double check that I'm happy with the labeling. It's going to allow me to put some limitations on how much data can actually be entered. So this is limiting to 250 characters, which includes spaces. Then I can mark it required or not required. And I can also, if we look down here, select Also Create for Account, Contact, and Opportunity. So if you're going to create a field and you want to make sure that it arrives on the account and the opportunity record, or all three, or just one of these, then that new custom field that you create, you just simply select the buttons on those other layouts and it will add that field to those records. Now, a word of warning, you will have to go looking for it on those other records because it will just randomly appear, generally in the top section, but you won't be able to divide it into these little sections here like I have. So simply go to the dots and create the record. Now, once I click done, that will be created on those other records. That won't be created on those other records until I hit save. So making sure that when you are going to create a custom field, you take advantage of this piece of this feature, because it's going to save you a lot of time in creating similar fields elsewhere and then retrospectively mapping it. So I'm going to hit cancel and I'm going to click remove field. Okay, so I've got two options here. I can either delete it permanently or move it to unused fields. When you're creating fields, make sure that you check these unused fields areas, because sometimes you might have tried something in the past and then you go back and you decide you want to delete it, but it goes to the unused field, either because it's already had data placed in it or you haven't hard deleted it in the case that I have. And remember that you only have approximately just under 300 custom fields. Some have already been used up in this. So that is creating new custom fields in the leads and having them auto-populate on the other records, such as contact account and opportunity, or deals, whatever you want to call the last one, automatically. Thank you very much.